This conference will now be recorded.
What is
Partitioner
the
is an
partitioner?
object
Mm-hmm.
that defines how the elements in key value pair RTD will be partitioned by key.
Partition by key. Okay. Okay. So what are the narrow transformations and what are the wider transformations?
If the shuffle happens, then those are the wider transformations.
Mm-hmm.
If there is no shuffle, then those are the narrow transformations.
Okay. If no shuffles, those are narrow transformations. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. Then we'll see some more transformations. Please let me know once you are able to see my screen. Is my screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's have a quick recap about the pair RDDs or repartitioning. Okay, let me ask this question. So mostly frequently asking interview question. What is the difference between the repartition and the coalesce?
With repartition, we can increase or decrease the number of partitions, but with coalesce, we can only decrease the partition. And in coalesce, there is no shuffling, but in repartition, shuffling is there.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? What is the, I mean, what is the advantage if you have a shuffling? What is the disadvantage if you do not have a shuffling? What will happen when you do not have a shuffling? What will happen when you have a shuffling?
So in case of coalesce, if there is no shuffling, in coalesce there is no shuffling. So let's say if I have three partitions earlier, then I reduce to two. Then the first partition data won't change, but the partition 2 and 3 will be merged together into one partition.
Okay,
So
okay. Mm-hmm.
If shuffling will happen, then the performance will be less because it will distribute all the elements to partitions, right?
And also to make use of the network bandwidth.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay. What is the difference between the reduce by key and group by key? Reduce by key and group by key.
Reduce by key has internal combiner operation, whereas group by doesn't have it. Because of that, we get better performance with reduce by key.
Okay, okay, very good. So where reduce by key has internally a combiner, which is internally what it does, like it applies the what are the reduce operation you're performing, it applies on every partition. Okay, so I can say local reducer. Okay, so because of that what will happen, it will avoid the unnecessary data transfer through a network. It avoids unnecessary data transfer through a network. When it avoid unnecessary data transfer through a network, it will actually get a benefit of it. It will actually get an advantage of it. Okay, okay, good. She's preparing well. Okay, I have a duplicated elements in array. I want to remove the duplicate elements. So how we can do that?
By passing it through a sequence.
By passing a
List to a
sequence.
sequence.
List to our sequence. I didn't get you. Could you please repeat? I mean, what you were trying to say?
With the distinct,
Let's say
With the distinct. With the distinct. With the help of the distinct, what we can do? We can actually remove the duplicates.
suppose I have an RDD, say val data is equal to list, which has all the numbers one repetitively, and if I make another element val sequence one equal to seq, and then we pass data to it.
Okay, SAQ is a sequence, right? So we will not
Yeah.
remove the duplicate. No. So set. You're maybe are you talking about a set?
Set, yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. I think. What is this? We were. Yeah, partitions. Let's talk about today. Some more transformations which we do, like a join, union, intersection, subtract. These things we'll do. Okay.
Ravi, can we go that do the custom range partitioner?
Custom range partitioner. No, see, there won't be a custom range partitioner. There won't be a custom hash partitioner. Whatever the partitioner you write, that's your own partitioner. That's called custom partitioner. Okay, there won't be something like
Yeah. So how can we implement a range partitioner in custom way?
range partitioner is
Yesterday we
already there.
implement.
No. Listen, Rishabh. Range partitioner, it means so only one range partitioner. There won't be custom range partitioner, custom hash partitioner. There won't be like that. If you write
Mhm.
any partitioner, that's your own partitioner. That's a custom partitioner. There won't be custom hash partitioner, there won't be custom range partitioner. Suppose if you want to divide your own partitioner, you have to write. So what is the logic you want to divide? See, when you say range partitioner, what is your logic? Already you have seen that we have seen that range partitioner yesterday, right? Apart from that,
Mhm.
do you want to do something different? That's your custom partitioner. There won't be a custom range partitioner. You can call it as a custom partitioner or your my range partitioner or my hash partitioner, like that.
Okay.
Okay. So if you tell me, okay, I want this. If you tell me the requirement, I want this. I want this. In this range, like 1 to 10, I want to put into one partition. 10 to 20, I want to put into another partition. 20 to 30, I want to put in. So if you define such kind of your own logic, whatever the logic we have written yesterday, right? The similar way you can write it. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what we'll call them as a. There is a name for it. Now I forgot the name. What do you call it? Where was my. Something we downloaded, right? The PDF. Okay, no problem. I want to get the terminology. Nothing else. Relational. Yeah, I think we can call it as a relational. Relational transformations demo. Okay, where we will write a main method. Let me copy other stuff. Okay, can anyone tell me what are the how to create a Spark object or Spark Session object? Okay, I have my Spark Session. So if you have a Spark Session, you can create a Spark context. Okay, now I want to sort based on the keys. I want to sort based on the keys. So can anyone tell me how we can achieve? I have a, I think we already have a fruits and its length, right? Where do we have that? Partition grouping demo. We have something called, you don't create that, fruits and its length. Okay, let's take a fruits, then we'll see. Yeah, these are my fruits. Well, RDD is equal to sc dot parallelize fruits. Okay, if you want, I can take some partitions. I will take 4 partitions here. Now, how will I create a fruits and its length? How will I create a fruits and its length? Well, fruit length. How will I create a fruit and its length? Any guesses?
Map.
Okay, okay.
Element equals element dot length.
Why it is not coming? Okay. Now, if I want to sort based on the keys, if we want to sort based on the keys, what we will do? We will do sort by key operation. Okay, val sorted RDD equal to fruits and its length dot sort by key. Sort by key. And whether, look at here, ascending order. If it is you want ascending order, by default it's true. If you want descending order, you can specify, and you can also specify the number of partitions you want. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. Okay, Is it sorted or not? Is it sorted or not? Yes or no, guys? Is it sorted or not?
No.
No?
No.
Look
No.
at closely. It is sorted, right? It is sorted. These are capital
By
letters.
E. Okay. Okay.
Yes, the internal extract.
It's the capital letters because based on the task key only it will get sorted, right? And these are the small letters. And if you have any digits or if you have any special characters, those will come first because based on their hash code. I mean, sorry, ASCII. Now, if I do here, if I say false, and if I do collect, you can see this. It's a descending order. It's a descending order. Okay. And there is one more option, comma 2. What is this comma 2? Says that number of partitions. Okay. Sorted RDD dot get num partitions. 2. Earlier it's by default 4. That's what we have created. Now we change to 2. Now if you say this, you'll get. Is this clear? Is this clear? When you want to sort, or if anyone asks in the interview, you want to sort the based on the keys, you can sort it. And if they ask you want to sort into descending order, if they ask you to sort in descending order, you can say you have to pass false. By default it is true. By default it's ascending order. If you false true, it will go with descending order. It will go with the descending order. And whenever you do sort operation, if you observe here, what happened? Data get shuffled. Okay? Yes or no, guys? Yes or no? The data gets shuffled.
Yes.
Okay? And I just want to sort. I don't want to do by key. I don't want to do by key. I do not have a key value pair. I have only what I can say just single RDDs. Okay? It's not a tuple, it's a single element. Then I want to do a sort. So take it as an assignment and try it. Just to do a sort by. It's called sort by. So you should have your single element RDD, then apply sort by on that operation. I mean sort by on that element. Okay, so then you can see how it will get sorted. Okay, but try to remember you also has ascending order, descending order. Okay, so it all okay. I can show you here if it's. Look at here, sort by key, ascending order is by default true, number of partitions. Similarly, okay, it's a pair RDD, right? So let me show you another one. Just to do sort by, I'll do here FRDD dot sort by. If you do this one, you have to apply the functionality. You have to apply the functionality. This is the functionality, and either ascending order, descending order, and number of partitions. Okay, is this clear? Okay, so this functionality, whatever the functionality you want, okay, it's up to you, whatever the functionality. Let's take an example. If you ask me, let's take an example. I have a FRDD here, right? Sort by. I will apply my own functionality. What the functionality is nothing. I just take the element, I just return the element. Then whatever you want to pass. So if you say true, then srt dot collect. It's in sorting order. And you look at srt dot get num partitions 4. Why it's 4? Because your FRDD is 4. Your FRDD is 4. Okay. Now, if you want to do in a descending order and you want to reduce the number of partitions, make it false, comma, number of partitions 2, and I'll make it 2 this one. That's what the functionality is saying. No, that's what it is saying. Your function, ascending or descending, and partitions. Whatever the number you pass. Okay. So srt2 dot get num partitions 2. And you can say collect on this. It is in descending order. It is in descending order. Is this clear about the sorting? Yes, no. Yes, no. Again, anyway, you guys also try it once again. Try it once again at home. Okay. So let me remove this. Because you should pass a functionality here. You should pass it. Otherwise it'll throw error because it's expecting arguments. If you don't pass arguments, it'll show an error. Okay. Let's see join. Can anyone tell me what is the joins? What is the purpose of the join? What is the purpose of the join? One second, guys.
To validate the data between two tables.
Please go ahead.
To validate the data between two tables.
Validate. Is it for validate?
Like first table, whatever the entries are there, we can the same entries present in the second table or not, like that.
Okay. Okay. Before we move to join, I just got one doubt. See, can I apply the sort by operation on pair RDD?
No,
Why?
because here shuffling is not happening.
Why shuffling? What is the how it is?
And this is not a key value pair.
No, this is not a key value pair. I'm asking, can I apply on the key value pair RDD or not? Fruit length RDD.
We have a sort by key, right?
Okay, let me apply this. First, let's see the fruit length RDD. I'll just print it. Okay. The spelling is wrong. Oh, spelling is wrong. Okay. dot collect. This is fruit and its length. Fruits and its length. And let me see number of partitions also, because I'm going to show the number of partitions for every operation I'm showing. So you need to understand whether the partitions are getting changed or not. Okay, so we have a privilege to pass the number of partitions also in few of the transformations. Okay, so this is your key value pair. The fruit length is a key value pair. Now I want to sort based on the keys. You already have a function. What is that? You already have a, what is that? You already have a sort by
Sort
key
by key.
operation. Okay, then you can say sorted dd dot, you can say gloom dot collect also. It gives you how many arrays it gives, those many partitions are there. 1 2 3 4 means 4 partitions are there. Okay, so but I want to try uh, with the sort by. Okay, I don't want to use the sort by key. With the sort by I want to apply. Can I try that? Let's go ahead and try. SRT3 fruit length sort by key. Here you need to understand one thing. So what are the functionality I'm writing here? As I told you earlier, we can write any functionality, right? I have a privilege to write my own functionality here, right? So what I do, element dot underscore 1 comma, look at here guys, what I'm trying, comma, it just says true. True means, it is in ascending order. Okay, now SRT3 dot collect. Is it sorted based on it?
Yes.
Is it sorted? Similarly, if you want to sort based on the value, you just specify 2 here. It's a tuple, right? For him, for element, it's a tuple. Three, four, four, five, six, five, 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 six, six, 9. Okay. You can also pass the partitions and you can check the partitions also. Okay. So I have already shown that. So what I'm trying to show here is you can, with the help of the sort to by, since you have a privilege to write your own functionality, you can sort based on the keys or sort based on the value. Let me put it here. Okay. Any questions? Any questions before we jump into other transformation, which is join? Okay, the main purpose of the join is to merge two different tables. It's not only for validating, as you said that if you go with the inner join, she's saying that what other elements are there in the table 1, will the same matching elements are there in the table 2 or not, but not exactly the full match. It is something like the key. What are the join key we are trying? But the main purpose of the join, the as name saying that we are clubbing two or merging two tables or two RDTs. Okay, so the main purpose is what I can say, joining two different tables. Okay, so I need you guys help to create an RDTs. So I need two set of fruits, one fruit which has a seed and one fruit which does not have a seeds. Okay, seedless fruit. Can someone name? I'm poor in finding them, as I know grapes are there. I
Banana.
know grapes, banana, seedless,
Pineapple.
pineapple, Some more.
Pair.
Pair. What else?
Muskmelon.
Muskmelon have seeds, ma? Muskmelon, watermelon, they all have seeds.
Honeydew.
What is it? Honeydew?
It's kind of melon only. It's melon family.
Okay. We have 5. One more. Yeah, we have very less fruits and seedless.
Kiwi.
Kiwi, actually they have seeds, but let's take this. Okay, no problem. Well, it's fruit. Watermelon, muskmelon. We have so many.
Mango.
Mango. Dates. Okay. So 5. Any other one? Orange. Orange. Okay. Let's create RDDs. I'll create val SL fruit RDD equal to SC dot, it's become parallelize dot seedless. I have an RDD val seeded fruit RDD equal to SC dot parallelize. Okay, I have a 2 RDDs. Okay, first I'll go with the same number of partitions, and next I'll show you with the less number of partitions. Okay, so both examples I'll show now. Okay, now how to do a join? Well, joined RDD equal to SL fruit dot join. Okay. Why it's giving error? Can anyone tell me? Why it's giving error? I found why it's giving error. When you want to apply the
It is not
join,
having,
go ahead.
maybe it needs an import of something.
No. Very
They
simple,
don't
guys.
have common elements.
Not common elements. Actually, they don't have a key. If you want to do a join, if you want to do a 2 data sets, they should have a key value pair like a k1 v1 k2 v2. Then we will join based on the key, based on the value or whatever it is, right? So these are just a simple RDDs of strings. So I need to create RDD of key value pair RDD. Val SLF length RDD equal to SL fruit dot Same logic what we have applied earlier. Element, you take element, element comma, element comma, element dot length, close the bracket here, close the bracket here. Y,
RDD name is wrong. SLF root dot RDD.
okay, okay. Okay, now I got the pair SLF length RDD. Similarly, here I just take this, copy paste it. This is SF. This is SF. Okay, now make it is SF length. Sorry, make it this SF length. Make it this SLF length. Now it's happy. Okay, so let's do dot collect. I'll go with the gloom dot collect because I want to show the number of partitions. Any doubt in this? It's very simple. I have taken two RDDs and I have created pair RDDs. If you get the, you can directly take a pair RDDs itself. You know why all these things? You can directly take a pair RDDs. Okay, you can directly take a pair RDDs, but in my case, I just taken in this way. So we'll get a hands-on on the map method. Join also happened successfully. Yeah, this. What happened? Why empty? Why join RDD is empty? Why join
No
RDD is empty?
common keys.
There are no common keys. Okay, when you try to do join, it look for the common keys. Okay, let's do one thing. Actually, Kiwi has a case. I mean, Kiwi will have a seed. So I'll bring Kiwi here also. And pear also will have a seeds, I think, right? Pear also will have a seeds, and banana also will have a grapes also will have seeded grapes. So let's put them as here, pear and grapes. Did anyone see? I mean, did anyone get a chance to see seeds of banana? Banana has the seeds. It looks similar to papaya seeds, similar to that. Okay, there are one variety of banana which will contain only seeds. We can't even eat it properly. Okay, I have seen it. You know, the tree was there in my farm earlier. Uh, you can't even eat them. It's a full of seeds. So there will be a lot of seeds in that banana. Okay, now let's join. I think from here it is enough. Okay, now kiwi is matching, grapes is matching, and pear is matching. So you are able to get that. And also if you observe how many partitions are there, you can directly either you can see there or you can get here get number partitions. 8. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce number of partitions for this one. I'll make it only 2 partitions for the seeded. Then it's a seeded, right? Yeah, seeded. Then I'll do the join. Then I'll do the collect. How many partitions are there? Even though I reduce the number of partitions, but still it is taking how many partitions? 8 partitions
8.
only. Can anyone tell the reason behind it? Can anyone tell the reason behind it? Do you guys remember? We
The
discussed very
maximum
initial classes. In initial classes, we discussed default parallelism, Spark default parallelism. We have read one of statement over there. When you are doing a join operation, the parent has how many partitions? Those many partitions will come. Do you guys remember that? No? Let me show you that. Let me prove that. Go to your SF fruit. Just seeded. Seedless will go with it. Okay. If you go with the seedless fruit, I'll make it 4 partitions here. Look at here. I'm going to make it 4 partitions. This is 2. Okay. I'll make it 1 partition. Okay. Now, I need to find the length for this. No. SLF seed length. Then do the join. Then do the join. Okay. Now do the gloom.collect. How many partitions came? How many partitions came?
2.
2. Sorry, I didn't see properly. One second, guys. Sayed, I'm in session. Can I call you back? Yeah, I'm in session. Can I call you back? Okay. Any guesses why it is 2? But still, this is also true. This is also true. But what of the statement I made before? That's also true. Okay. To prove that, let's go back to our default Spark default parallelism. Go to configuration, search for default parallelism. Think default parallelism. Okay. Let me copy this again. I think last time I copied it and explained it when we discussed about partitions. Get this. For a distributed shuffle operations like reduce by key and join, the large number of partitions in the parent RDD. For the operations like a parallelize and with no parent RDD, it depends on the cluster manager. Do you guys remember this statement? Okay, let's do one thing. Now, and also one more point is here. Whichever is greater. Whichever is greater. Okay, let's do one thing. To prove that even I may wrong. So what I will do, I'll make it 3 in the 3 partitions in the fruitless, because that's a fruitless dot join. We're doing a child. I'll make it 3 there. I'll make it 4 here. Okay, let's do that. Here I'll make it 4 because it will be easy. I'll make it 4 here. No, I'll make it 3 here. I'll make it 4 here. 3 and 4. Okay, let's see what will happen. I'm expecting 3 partitions as an output. I'm expecting 3 as because that's a parent. Yeah, I'm expecting that is a 3 as a 3 partitions. If I'm wrong, I need to verify it. Let me check. Looks 4 came, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It means whichever is max, it is taking those many. Get num partitions. 4. It means whichever is more, it is taking that. Then in this case, the largest number of partitions in the parent RDD. The parent RDD means maybe this in this operation, I think. Yeah, correct. So I was wrong. I was assuming which are the left side of the join, I thought it's a parent. No. So okay, the meaning of that is when you do this operation, the join RDDs depend on this, right? The join RDDs depend on this. So whichever this has a maximum number of partitions, that will be the number. 4 only is correct. So I'm correcting myself. I thought parent means left side of the join. I thought parent. No. So the maximum number of partitions in that operation or in that parent RDD, those will be considered as the number of partitions for the child. If it is a less than 1, I think by default it will take 2. Can we try with the 1 1? We'll prove that also. We'll also check that one also. Try with the 1 1. As for this thing, it came as 1 only. It's not even taken 2. Okay.
Ravi, that is in case of text files, that it will take number minimum 2.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. That's in case of text file. Text file, it seems. While loading it. Okay. 2 things I corrected myself today. One is I thought join before whatever the left table I thought it is a parent, but not. That's the one. And which are the maximum number of partitions in the join operation, those will be considered as the total number of partitions in the child. And here also, I was assuming that if it's a minimum is 2, minimum is less than 2, so it will take 2, but it's not that case in the join and the parallelize. Any doubts, guys? Did I confuse you guys by confusing myself? So very simple. Let me repeat it. If you're trying to do a join, whichever is the maximum number of partitions, those are your joined partitions. And whenever you're trying to do parallelize and join, even though if you have a less number of partitions like a 1, it will consider as a 1 only. It will not take it as a 2. So the 2 comes into picture when you are doing a load, read, reading a file or loading a file. In that kind of scenario, it will come. In the cluster manager, when you're using a cluster manager, other cluster managers. Okay, I misunderstand this configuration. The default number of partitions in RDD is returned by transformations like a join, reduce by key, and parallelize when not set by the user. It's a default. It will take based on that. When we didn't set explicitly, it will take a default one. Okay. Okay. So we did join now, right? Similarly, we have a left join and we have a left outer join, right outer join. So different joins are there. So can you guys try them? I'll show you left outer join, and there is something called right outer join. Guys can try. So what is the left outer join? It's also frequently asking interview question, guys. What is the left outer join?
We will get all the values of left side and common values in right.
We'll get all the values from the left side and common values from the right side. Whichever is not matched, then we'll get the nulls. Whichever is matched, we'll get the respective values. If some is not matched, we'll get the null values. Let's do here only. It's very simple. It's a full name, left outer join. Left outer join. But as we know that methods, every second word will be start with a capital letter, right? So capital letter O, and here it's also J. Okay. Look at here, banana 6 and none. Why banana 6 and none? Banana is there in the left table, but not in the right table. And seedless, we have a banana. In the seedless, we don't have, in the seeded, we don't have a banana. And pear, we have in both. That's the reason 4, 4. 4 and sum 4. Okay, I'll tell you what is the sum. There is the options. When you do operation, see the data type here. What is the option in Scala? I think I didn't cover this data type in Scala while we are discussing the data types. Okay, option is one type of data type in Scala. This is an important interview question, guys. So the meaning of it is, it can be any of the data type. It can be integer, it can be string, it can be, while you pass space, you are open for option. Okay, initially you open for option. You should not specify like this. Option of int. Okay, it's just an option, just option. You open for option, but based on your transformation and based on your operation, it will go. Okay, let me show you that here in that case. Let me do that. Left outer join. You guys look at here, option W. Option W, it means it is open with, after calculation, based on the calculation, whatever the data type comes, that will be a data type of it. So option. Okay, and also if you read it properly, and when you have a pair, the matching pair is there in the right hand side, it will be having a value, some value. There is no specific value, some value will come, sum. That's the reason we'll call it as a sum. And if there is no value, we will call it as a none. See, here we need to understand one thing, that is, your option is a parent data type. It has a two child data types. One is sum, other one is none. None means there is no value. None means there is no value, like a null, but we will not specify null here. Null also different value in the data types. In the data types, null is a different value. That's the reason we will not specify null. We'll specify none, none. Sum means some value is there. None means there is no value. Is this clear? Option is a data type. It's open for any data type. It will be get assigned based on the calculation. And if it has a value, that is sum. If it does not have a value, that is none. Is this clear? If you want, I can show you in the Scala API. Scala API, not for Spark, just a Scala API documentation. It is not the Spark documentation which I'm showing. I'm going to show you Scala API. Okay. In Scala, you can search for, do you have a search here? No. Okay, let me select any one of the API. Okay. Here, let me search for option. option. Let's go. Okay. Ordering option. Okay. Look at here, guys. Represent optional value. Instance of option are either an instance of Scala sum or none. Object none. Sum or none. The most idiomatic way to use Scala.option like this you'll use. Look at here. You're specifying a string here. You're specifying a string. Okay. If you don't specify it, it is optional. It can be the string, it can be different, it can be different. If it has a value, that is sum. If it does not have a value, that is none. Okay, you guys can refer this document. Okay, this is also an important interview question. People may ask what is a option. What is a option in Scala? Look at here. If you have a value, that is sum. If you do not have a value, that is none. Okay. Okay. Let's go back into this. When you do a left outer join, that's where you got, wherever you have a value, you got a sum. Wherever you do not have a value, that's where you got none. None. These are all not matching. These are all not matching in the right side. So banana is not there in the right hand side. Pineapple is not there in the right hand side. Honeydew is not there in the right hand side. Okay. So these are the output for the what I can say left outer join. Any question? Similarly, right outer join. Similarly, full outer join. There is something called full outer join also. Okay, that's a full outer join. I mean, fully it takes all the elements from both the tables, and whichever is matched, they will be having respective value. Whichever is not matched, they will be having none. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, we'll talk more about these relational transformations in the next session. I'll show you if I do not, yeah, same example only. If I have a single element, then we'll create a length and we did based on the length. If you have a pair RDD, then we can easily do a join on it. Okay, so if you guys remember yesterday, I have shown you key by, not yesterday, I think day before yesterday. So you can use to create a length, you can use the key by also. There is something called key by operation. Okay, you can use the key by also. That will also creates what I can say length for you. I mean, based on the whatever the operation you want to perform. Let me show you an example. Okay, here it is. Sorry, GTH. Let's see, put SLF put RTD fruit RTD dot key by. We did key by one time last the last example. Underscore dot length, because it considers key. It considers key. Okay. Okay. It takes every key and gives you the length. So then based on the keys also you can do a join. Similarly with the fruit, what I can say, seedless. Here I took let's say 2. Okay, so the 2 dot collect. You got this. Now you can just join based on these two. GTH lens dot join GTH 2 dot collect. You can do like this, which are matched with the sizes. Okay, so that's it for now. Any questions? Okay, let's connect in the next session. We'll talk in detail about other operations also. Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, yeah, if no questions, we can drop off. We'll connect in the next session. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Thanks, Ravi.